Hello, welcome. It is me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. If you're new here, welcome. You think this is normal? If you're not, you're like, why are you going live on a Sunday? I usually go live on a Monday or a Tuesday if it's a holiday, but we're going live on a Sunday because I'm getting things remodeled, or well, not remodeled as if it's beautiful, fixed. We've had some root problems. They're fixing it tomorrow. So hopefully I will be back Wednesday. If not, I'll find a way. Okay. When there's a way, there's I don't even know the saying. If there's a way, there's a how. Okay. Anyway, but welcome back. Or welcome. I am Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. This week we got some huge cosmo things happening. Okay. Mercury is retrograding. It was already in a pre-shadow phase, but now it is going to kick off retrograding. We already have Venus retrograding. So there's that. We have an extra dynamic added to the party. We're having the powerful Virgo Lunar Eclipse happening. You should be already, well, you may not be feeling it. Others feel it stronger than others. So that is already happening. A lot of people are feeling it. We'll discuss who. And Pisces energy is pulling us towards our destiny. Okay. So we'll get into it. And we got like we got two aspects with the strong Pisces energy. So if you're feeling like something big is about to shift for us, love, life, or your purpose, you're at the right place because you need to stay here and watch this video. And I'll be breaking it all down for you and what you need to know to empower you this week. We have the dates for this week, March 11th. This is March 9th. March 10th, I didn't see anything. So this is what we have all the way into the 17th. March 11th, we have Mercury conjunct Venus, which is Venus is retrograding. March 12th, we have the Sun conjunct Saturn. On the 14th of March, that is when we have the lunar eclipse. It's at 11:54 p.m. in the sign Virgo. Mercury will be retrograding that same day. And then on the 17th, we have the Sun conjunct the North Node. Now, the 17th, we have Pisces energy. And on the 12th, we have Pisces energy. So that's why I was mentioning those Pisces dates. Now, I forgot to add my chart to the party. So let's see if we can get her to join the festivities. And yeah, here we are. Okay, so let me pull up the chart on the current date. And see what we got going on so you guys can see. If you don't know astrology, don't worry. I will explain the basics. We're going to go to today's date. Well, not today's date. And we're going to go to the 11th, which is Tuesday. And on the 11th is where we have Mercury in Aries. And Mercury is sitting here. Ignore this North Star. This fixed star that's on here. But we have Mercury sitting here and it is conjunct Venus. You see Venus is in red because it's retrograding and they're exactly at 8 degrees. 8 degrees is a Scorpio degree. So that's more in line of the energy of money that you owe, taxes, shared resources, shared money, obsession, being obsessed with money. Controlling. There could be some strong sexual desires here, things that are very taboo. There's mystery. So like power hungry, mystery, things that are very taboo, psychology, a transformation or a rebirth of some sort. And what else did I mention? Are like debts owed or money that's owed. And then we have it in this aspect. So each time Mercury is conjunct Venus, there's different aspects. That's why you have the degrees. Okay. Everything is connected for a reason. It's like the atoms in the universe, the atom that builds your little body versus like the universe and the galaxy in the sky. Anyway, when you have this conjunction of these two planets, just without Aries even being involved, you're talking about like a happy, first of all, I do want to, understand that any conjunction is strong. Okay. Anytime two planets are sitting close together, it's a strong aspect. Whether it's good or bad, that's all it varies to everyone. Okay. But it is strong. Okay. It could be really good, really bad, or both. Okay. So when you have these two planets sitting together, and Venus is a benefic planet, so it's really positive. So this most likely will be positive. However, it's retrograding. So it's not acting its best. Okay. So when you have these planets, Hunter, Hunter, can you turn the heater off? Sorry. It is Sunday, so my family's home. Okay. Huh? Yes. So Mercury conjunct Venus, what does that mean? Without the sign Aries, it's like happy conversations. Okay. Mercury is communicative planet. It is how we think, it's how we process information and organize things, and it's our intellect, right? And then Venus is the planet of love and romance, romance in some way, more like our partnership. It's the party planet, okay, where we socialize. It's also dealing with our harmony and balance. Okay, so now these two planets are sitting together. It's also very artistic, Venus. So you have some happy and playful thoughts. You have harmonious and friendly conversations, gifts and agreements and compromising, fun discussions about relationships and culture. There's a lighter side of life kind of energy with this. Could be superficial. On a negative side, I mean, unless you want to have superficial conversations, then it's on a positive side. Friendly but shallow in a way of relating, because Venus wants to be very harmonious, so it doesn't want conflict. Okay, mind you, I said this is without Aries entering the building. It could be overly sweet, phony, using tactics and emotions. Could be hypercritical with the feelings, because it's very strategic, right? There's calculating love, there's cunning, flattery, could be lying, could be deceitful in some way, because it just wants to stick to the truth and it wants to be surface. So it's like when someone says, "Ooh, do I look fat in this dress?" And you say, "No." No, you look fat. And it's like that person thinks like, "Oh my gosh, it is horrible. It's showing every panty line. You need to wear Spanx, actually 2 pairs of Spanx." Like that's what's really going on in their head. That is that Venus conjunct Mercury. Okay. Reasoning and aesthetics, discussions on erotica or anything erotic, because you are dealing with that Venus that wants some love. Colorful words. It's when you introduce business, because you are dealing with commerce and trade and that intellectual thought with art, and beauty, appreciation for beauty and interest in art and music and poetry. May also indicate that you would tell someone that you love them. Our discussion about relationships, okay? Practicality in a sense of beauty, because Mercury is the ruler of Virgo and Virgo is super practical, okay? Stylist, expression, mental laziness, because Venus likes to enjoy all the senses in life, okay? Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and if you know a Taurus who has great Taurus energy, they're like, "I love the comfort of my bed. Actually, can you give me food in my bed too? Ooh, this heated blanket may not be, it may be more for a Cancer. They want a soft, cozy, like a blanket that feels good, or like those satin sheets kind of energy. Anyway, so now you have the mental part added to it. So there could be mental laziness on the 11th. Okay. Yeah. Beautiful words could be spoken though on 11th. If you're into poetry, if you're really creative, I would say go ahead. Or if you write literature, go ahead and do it. Doing business with beautiful things like gallery, cosmetic salons, or fashion industry. Okay. Now let's get into that's just the general statements, the general themes, right? Anytime Venus is conjunct Mercury. Now, if you have Venus conjunct Mercury and Venus is retrograding, and it's in the sign Aries, it could be revisiting things from your past, an old love story that you were thinking, was I selfish? Because that's that Aries element. Or were they selfish? Or was it too fast? Because Aries likes to move too fast. Or was it my first love? That's more of that Aries energy too. Also some unresolved arguments, okay? Because Aries is very feisty and fiery. Courage and directness, truth bombs and confessions may be coming out already or coming out on the 11th. Get ready for that, okay? Yeah, saying what they've been holding back, because Venus is retrograding. It's not working its best. Venus usually likes to have harmony, but now it's in a sign Aries, which it doesn't like to be in a sign Aries. Okay, Aries is on the opposite side of where it likes to be placed, and so it really is like, I am uncomfortable in this household. Why am I here? Why am I in a house of selfishness when I want to be in a house of unity and thinking of partnerships? And Aries is like, no, it's time to wake up. It's time to shake things up and to be bold and be courageous and say what's on your mind. Thinking of the self and celebrating the self. Like someone who's like, you know what? I don't want to celebrate you. I want to celebrate myself. Maybe even like a divorce party, that kind of theme. Very selfish energy with this combination could be happening. So be aware of that. This transit works more about the mental than the feelings, because the moon is all about your feelings. So when I say love, when I say relationships, it's not really the emotional part, is more the intellectual part, and there could be some emotions added because of course we are all individually emotional, but it's more the intellectual part added to the emotions. Okay, and it's more receptive, this conjunction. You'll be more receptive in love, or more aware what's going on. Now Venus and Mercury are going to be conjunct for a good minute. Okay, if we look here, and I just keep scooting these together, just look here. These are the days. Every button, every click that I move is a day changing. Okay. They're still sitting close together, even though here it's at a 4-degree orb, meaning that they're separated by 4 degrees. It's still a conjunction. A conjunction can last up to 9 degrees, and some even may say 10. They're still sitting very close. So Venus and relationships and discussions of relationships, and you versus yourself, and the celebration of self, and all this self-care discussion is happening for a long time. It actually changes when you go into Pisces. Pisces is more about endings. Aries is more about beginnings. Okay. So the conversation will shift, and also solitude is what Pisces represents. So it's still some single energy, could be, but Pisces is more empathetic. Pisces is more loving of community and charity, where Aries is really about itself and very impulsive. Okay. You're able to express your feelings better with this transit, hopefully. And because Venus is retrograding, there is the energy of redoing, repeating, relaying, remembering. Okay, so anytime you have retrogrades, someone may say something and come back and regret it. Okay. Now, since Venus is retrograding, Aries not retrograding yet, there could be a loved one coming to pursue you and say, or coming to say, no, this relationship doesn't work. And then coming back and say, you know what? It actually does work, or vice versa. Okay. Venus relates to the element that unifies, and it's retrograding, so it may be repeating the unify. I'm just saying my notes out loud. I'm repeating exactly what I just said. Okay. Oh, also we're dealing with finances. Okay, I want you to understand that both of these planets are dealing with finances, and when you have Venus, is all about what you naturally attract money wise. Okay. Yeah, also what you do spend. Mercury is the commerce side, it is the actual trade. So if you go and buy, I bought something that was very expensive, impulsive buy recently, and it can go on sale tomorrow. Okay, I knew that when I bought it. But that's what happens when they're retrograding. Okay, so the Venus can retrograde, and it could be something that you purchase, and guess what? I will return it. That is the case. But yes, and it can go on sale. Venus is what you naturally attract. So that's the money that you naturally attract. But Mercury is the commerce side. So commerce is like me going to Best Buy, and when you pay for something and you're getting something in return, that is a trade. Okay. So Mercury is in charge of that. It's in charge of that trade interaction, or even if you do that for a living, you do trades. Could be some stocks involved here too, because Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and Taurus is in charge of stocks. So let's see what happens with the stocks. I was going to say the stock industry. If you are into stocks, just be very leery, because Venus is retrograding. It's the ruler of the stock industry. I say stock industry because I don't even know if it's called that. Yeah, so there could be some ups and downs with that, especially in Aries. Aries is very impulsive. Okay, financial, trade, consuming, what you naturally attract is huge with this transit, especially in regards to Aries. Okay, I'm reading out. Anything that you're buying, far as like sports gear, anything that you're buying impulsively, anything that you just newly never bought in your life, is what I just did. All that is involving is Aries energy. If you're buying something impulsively you never bought, or something that's very selfish, like I don't care what you guys, that is this energy. Okay. Now, love and romance and relationship conversations, all that is coming up. Maybe a new love interest could be happening. Now, if you have Venus retrograding in your chart, you're fine. you're thriving off this energy. You actually might get something that benefits you during this. Not all retrogrades are bad, especially if you have it retrograding in your natal chart, then it works good for you. Money and self-worth and value, reflecting your personal value or what you value, all that is going to come up with this transit. Remember, I told you it's lasting for a long time, and then it changes the energy into Pisces. When does it change into Pisces? Because in the selfishness, okay, the selfishness, okay, we'll say selfish or fast energy or something new. It changes starting around March 29th and then officially March 30th, because that's when Mercury will enter the building too. So you do have that, just so you know. So March 29th-ish to, and then it continues. All that starts to change. Let me see what else I have. So impulsive words, you can have arguments with friends, okay? If you're going to a party and all of a sudden impulsively there's an argument, that's that Venus retrograding with that Mercury conjunct there, okay? A major focus on selfishness. So if your spouse, if your loved one, if your friend is selfish, just take it with a grain of salt. It is a vibe in the sky affecting them. They're on their Venus period, okay? Yeah, old fights, breakups, betrayals. Yeah, be ready for that. Truths being revealed. Okay. This is what I do love about Aries energy. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't, but I have a Mercury in Leo. So I have a fire sign in Leo. I like honesty. Okay. Because I know where they stand. And the truth hurts a lot of times with a lot of people. Trust me, I have water. I'm a water sign. So that happens. However, at least I know where I stand. I rather know what they are thinking and what they truly believe than them to be deceitful and then me find out in a shady way. Anyway, but the truth will happen. Okay. I do believe if we're talking about on a collective scale, so like people outside of your individual life, if we're talking about like government or celebrities or politics, they're going to be impulsive. You had LeBron James, and I said in a past video, or I had to, because Aries and Leo, Sagittarius not as much so, but Aries and Leo just makes me think of a lot of athletes. And when you got Venus retrograding and Mercury retrograding, and now they're conjunct, you're going to get arguments with athletes. So this also could really affect a lot of athletes. If we're talking about celebrities or someone you look up to or someone you think is really beautiful, because that Venus is more like that beauty, then they are going to be very impulsive and honest, or maybe very confrontational. That could be happening. I see it more with the athletics. So you had like LeBron James confront that guy, Steven, whatever. We'll discuss that in another video. Yeah, I deserve better because I know my self-worth. That is this conjunction. Toxic dynamics exposed. Yeah, we'll see how it goes in a workplace. We'll see how it goes with celebrities. If a celebrity breaks up in like a week, it is because of this placement, okay? Yeah, so collective shift towards radical self-love and self-expression. Do you have any friends or people around you who are talking about, I'm doing me and I'm going to do me and it's all about me and it's selfish me? And I mean, it comes off very selfish, but this is what this is. A lot of like, they think they're, and they could be doing some self-healing. That could be possible. But they're also, this Venus retrograde thing is really big. Okay. Let me see what else we have. Oh, let's move to March 12th here. So this is the next day, okay? And March 12th, we have the sun is conjunct. The sun, okay, so the sun is conjunct Saturn. Now, this is a Cazimi, okay? And anytime you have Saturn entering a building, so this happens on the 12th. Let's see, people, okay? Could be already happening because it gets closer, but once it hits this, the sun is really beaming, really loud. And this makes me think of Epstein. This makes me think of Israel. This makes me think of Los Angeles because they have like Neptune placements. Neptune is ruler of Pisces. This makes me think of the government. Okay, Saturn rules the government, and in the sign Pisces, it's things that are hidden or secretive, or things that are coming to an end. Pisces represents the last zodiac sign, so it represents the end. Basically, what you need to know is that the sun highlights, and when it is sitting conjunct, it is really called a Cazimi. Okay, when it's a little further, it's combust. Okay, but when it's sitting close, Cazimi. Cazimi means that something is really aha, there's clarity, and we could be having clarity on something that's dealing with a government, something that's dealing with a corporation, something that is dealing with a corporation, government. Why can't I think of government, corporation, a large institution? Even like authority, okay, that father, that mentor, there's something that's going to be a clarity on that or awareness. And Pisces likes to be in the dark. Pisces is in the dark, okay, it's in the very the unknown, and now the sun is bringing light to the secret, the unknown, and the darkness. Okay, I mean, if you know astrology, I would say Scorpio is dark, but you know, Pisces is too. Okay, now it's sextile Uranus too. I'm jumping all over the place. So if I get repetitive, it's because I wrote my notes, and I write my notes and I read my notes, and I might repeat things. Anyway, but it's sextile Uranus. Uranus, when I've been taking notes, Uranus as a collective is really about social media. It is also about surprise that could be happening. Sextile is positive. It's not very positive. It's just that you have to do the work. So if you're talking about your individual self, right? And there is seriousness now because Saturn is very serious and it's very detailed and it thinks about long-term goals. You're able to achieve it, and not only are you able to achieve it in the Pisces thing, so spiritually, intuitively, or having a closure of something or dealing with the secrets, you're able to achieve those things. And not only, and it could be charity work too. Not only are you able to achieve it, but you have Uranus helping you achieve it. So Uranus is a higher octave of Mercury. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to teach while I share the predictions. So higher octave of Mercury means that it's more intelligent. So if Mercury is intelligent, oh my gosh, Uranus is like out of. Uranus is very like scientific. Okay, I love people who have strong Aquarius themes. I'm like, I want to ask them 1,000 questions because they're really intelligent. Okay, so and Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. Anyway, so there's something that could be dealing with social media. There's something that could be dealing with a higher intelligence level that is going to help you or the collective. And this is on, what date is this? The 12th. Okay. So social media, intelligence, Uranus is also a communication of some sort. So any type of form of communication that's going to help you. Uranus is also expect the unexpected. Uranus is also a fight for the people. It is a humanitarian. So all those things could be happening and helping the charity and helping the insecure and helping the people who are lacking and helping the less fortunate. Okay. Now when you have the sun and Saturn, back to this Cazimi here, when you have this aspect happening, then you are talking about the dreamer meets the teacher, because Saturn is the mentor and it knows it's all its stuff. And the sun, first of all, is our identity, it's our ego, it's our life force, it's our purpose, it's our vitality. It gives us life. Like sun literally gives us life. Saturn is karma. Okay, because if you don't do the lessons that you're supposed to do, karma will come back and bite you in the. Okay, Saturn is discipline, it's lessons, it's boundaries, it's responsibility, it's the father of time, it's the father figure. Okay, when you have it in a sign Pisces, you're talking about intuitive energy, you're talking about spirituality, your imagination, creativity, love, oneness. Okay, charity. There's also insecurity, there's also drugs, you are also talking about the homeless, you're also talking about people who are psychotic. Okay, people who are locked up in jail. All that deals with Pisces and charities. Okay, so all that is in the sign Pisces. So now the sun is highlighting, or your identity or your life force is heavily involved with long-term goals, with responsibility, with limitations, okay, with boundaries, with discipline, with lessons, with your karma. Okay, let's see whose karma is going to show. And I'm talking about celebrity wise, I'm talking about government wise. Let's see what happens. Okay, the ego gets serious. The father, the spiritual father or the spiritual mentor is going to give you life and energy, give you probably some great advice. Okay, again, this is going to affect governments, this may affect corporations and institution. What else do we have? Secrets exposed in governments. Also too, this could be shining a light on depression or whatever is lacking, just so you know, whatever is lacking, because Pisces is representing a lack and an insecurity of some sort. Okay, let me see what else. Pisces also is about things that are hidden, illusions and secrets, and the sun is going to bring light into that. So that's why I'm saying Jeffrey Epstein. That's why I'm saying Israel, because when you look at Israel chart, the Pisces Neptune energy is really strong. Also too, there has to be something said about, I was getting political, but Israel has a strong, if you look at their chart, I find that there is a strong Pisces energy. I need to look at Russia's chart too, and Poland. And just, that's just a side note. We'll get into that. What else do we have that could be happening? Accountability for humanitarians, that could be happening here. What else do we have? Major conversations about collective responsibility. Saturn in Pisces is about spiritual, right? And now you have a collective energy saying, let's do something, because the sun is like the life force. It's the life energy. So it wants to do something. I said that this is bringing light to something that's hidden or secret. So let's see. I love to see the T on that. Okay. Let me see. Oh, Saturn also represents the economy. So it also is the financial systems. I know I said Venus represents money and Mercury represents trade, but Saturn is about the economy, the financial systems, long-term investments, okay, economic structures. So there could be something secretive happening. Let's see if there's something with Mark, is his name Mark? No, Elon Musk and Doge, because they do that. They're like doing something with the budget. You may like it, you may not, I'm just telling you, it may be positive or something good, but there will be a aha moment, okay? Maybe inflation, housing crisis, maybe something with that. Let me see. Dreams get real. I said that. Facing spiritual, emotional karma could be happening as well. Because it is the karma. It's also the planet of reality. So there is a huge reality check happening. Yeah. Let me see the truth, clarity, emotional clarity. Yeah, I think that could be some truth bombs happening around spirituality, because Pisces is about spirituality. Pisces also is about alcohol and drugs. So there could be, because Pisces represents addiction. So there could be something dealing with that. I know when I talk to people about astrology, they're like, how can one sign be in charge of all those things? So, but if you really think about it, they are all interconnected. So if you're talking about Pisces alone, right, and you're talking about someone who is crazy, you could think they're crazy because they could actually be on drugs. Now, why are they self-medicating? Well, they could be self-medicating. So that's the addiction part of Pisces. And that's the crazy part of Pisces. And why are they self-medicating? Because there could be a mental issue there. And why do they have a mental issue? It could be because they had a childhood that was very traumatic, or a childhood that dealt with very hidden, secretive things, or a childhood that made them very insecure. All those things are very connected. Also, too, when you're thinking of Pisces, not only are you talking about addictions and crazy, now you could be locked up because of those things. So all that is happening. Pisces also represents hidden enemies too, because people are secretly moving in those ways. And yeah, let's see what the hidden enemies. This could be a secretive hidden enemy within the government, or a secret enemy within a corporation. Okay, Pfizer comes to mind. Yeah. Now this conjunction, I think, is going to be positive, but because conjunctions are strong and it could be negative or positive. I'm just going to throw these out here. If they're negative, I don't see that happening with a Cazimi, but we'll see. You could be feeling limited. You could be feeling blocked. You could be feeling cut off. You could be feeling depressed or negative. This could be a harsh reality check that you don't want, because you were sitting in Delulu land, and now it's like, no, this is what's really happening. So it's like someone who thought they were rich, but then they realized, no, you're not rich. That could be happening. This is also the planet, Pisces is loneliness and solitude. So there could be some heaviness, because Saturn brings the burden and the heaviness to it. Okay. Collectively, there could be fear or sadness happening. Now, if this is just off cuff. Okay. Hunter, is that earthquake? Hunter? That's an earthquake, you guys. You shouldn't just sit. I'm sitting here. It's so LA. It's still going, the earthquake. Hunter, can you give me my phone? Because I know the kids call when there's an earthquake. Anyway, speaking of, I need to look at the LA chart. Natal chart. Actually, let's go over there now, as it's still shaking. Hunter, pass me my phone. My phone is in my in a room. No, pull that, because they can see you. Okay, so let's go to Do I have the LA chart on here? Let's see what we have for our earthquake. Los Angeles. Hunter, call him and just make sure he's okay. And call Ende too. Was it? Oh, my daughter thinks that was kind of big, you guys. I don't think that's. Oh, because she was laying down. Okay, let me see real quick, you guys. Let me look at this chart and see what we have going on. Just to see if he's okay. Hold on. Go do it in there, Hunter. And check on Ende too. Okay. Okay, so currently today is the 9th. Let's see if we have any Uranus. Uranus is in that anything. Oh, we look at this. We have Pluto and Pluto. That's conjunct, but that's here for a long time. I gotta see. You know what? I'm going to have to check because it's dealing with Earth, so it's more Earth energy here. I don't see anything just off cuff. We Okay, so we got the moon sitting on top of our MC in Cancer. Cancer represents like our homeland and our home. That could be a thing happening. But I should screenshot. Well, now that I have this on live, I'm going to remember so I can look at this and see what's happening. Okay, but let me go back actually. I didn't see anything. It wasn't that big, but I need to actually see where it's placed. Actually, that will really get it because if it's like in Malibu, then I could really pinpoint it. Okay. So let's see what we have here. Now, call to action. Welcome everyone to a live thing. Okay. I do want you to know that if you want more about astrology, if you're like, I really want to go deeper, you know, I really focus on a psychological part of astrology. And when I learned astrology, I was really pulled in for years on a psychological part. She's fine. Okay, so it's not east, it's more west or north. Anyway, so I was focused more on a psychological part of astrology. I went to grad school for clinical psychology. My undergrad was an emphasis on children's psychology. So that's what pulled me in. And then when I learned astrology, then I really got into predictions, okay, in the future. But if you want to know more about astrology, let's say you don't want to learn, you just want to know the tea, then I would say join my community. I give you exclusive private kitchen talk discussions. I break down people's chart and I say things that are not censored on there. Okay. So like Blake Lively, Elon Musk, Gavin Newsom. I'm doing Karen Bass because I am in LA and I'm also going to rediscuss this earthquake. I'll probably bring it up before. Yeah, so that's what we have. Now, if you want to stay connected with me, because I don't trust YouTube, I don't trust any of the social media platforms. So I need your email. Okay. That helps me stay in touch with you. Also, you get a free weekly calendar. So all the stuff that I discuss here, I jot it in a short form and it has the dates. And so you can go and see what happens on Tuesday, what happens on Wednesday. You get that email to you and that is completely free. So go ahead and sign up for that. Yeah. And that's what I have. So now let's talk about, and oh, also please don't forget to subscribe. That helps me out so much, you guys. So now let's go on to the 14th. And I hope everyone's safe for that during that earthquake, okay? If you are in LA. Okay, so we're going to go to a 14th. The 14th, we have actually an eclipse happening in the sign Virgo. Where is my moon? My moon went too far. Okay, so here's the eclipse. The eclipse actually happens in 9 degrees. I have done so many videos on this eclipse, but I have one big video on the eclipse. And if you look at my 2025 playlist, it talks about this eclipse and the second eclipse that we have in 2 weeks or a week. In 2 weeks, yeah, I talk about that. I go very detailed. It has the horoscopes. So go ahead and look at this playlist, and it gives you the horoscopes with all the things that are currently happening too. I did also wanted to say, just speaking of the eclipse, because when I was writing my notes for the eclipse, I wanted to tell you an understanding of what's currently happening, the vibe in the sky that's currently happening. Okay, when you look at this chart, and remember, I told you about all this stuff happening in Pisces. I actually talked about this in my private community, but this is a stallion in Pisces. And when you have this stallion means like a lot of planets in a sign Pisces. And when you have a lot of planets in a sign Pisces, but we're going to take this MC off. because it could be distracting. So when you have these energies in a sign Pisces, the North Node is fine. But these other planets in a sign Pisces, you're going to get not only in a sign Pisces, but Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, is at 29 degrees of Pisces. Okay. And now that I say that out loud, that's a very mutable sign. That's very things that are very unpredictable. Okay. So it makes me think, I wonder if the earthquake is by water. Anyway, but beyond that, what I want you to understand that the Pisces stallion is going to make things crazier than ever. You're going to see more homeless people out in the street. You're going to hear about more people being addicted. You're going to hear about more people being psychotic. Okay. 29 degrees means hurry the F up. 29 degrees means like we got to hurry up and show you this energy because we're about to change it. Okay. So you're going to see like, why is it more homeless? Why is it more drugs? Why is it more addictions? Why are there more corruptions and secrets? That is because Neptune is in 29 degrees and it's like, we got to hurry up and we're going to make this really strong and we have to show you. Now, I discussed this planet alone in my 2025 playlist. Okay. And I talk about what happens when Neptune turns into Aries. I talk about that. So you get all the details, you get the horoscope on that as well, and you'll get more understanding. But I just want to remind you of what's going on, because when people are talking to me and emailing me and texting me, they're telling me these things, and I'm like, I've said this 1,000 times, but it's fine. I have patience. We will reiterate it. Okay. Now back to this eclipse. Every time I discuss the eclipse on a video, I want to bring something new to the table. Okay. I want you to check out those past videos, but I also want you to get something new. Now we already have this eclipse. We already are feeling it. Okay, a lot of you guys are feeling it a lot stronger. A lot of you guys are just watching it and sipping your tea, eating your popcorn. Okay, now eclipse is going to affect all the mutable signs. So you're talking about all of the Pisces, all of the Virgos, all of the Geminis, and all of the Sagittarius. They're going to, especially if they have personal planets, they're going to be squaring or challenging or opposing this. Okay. Now, back to, and I mentioned that already, so that's nothing new under the sun. But I do want to say what it's already doing. Okay. This Virgo energy, if you know someone who's got fired, if you know people who are scared about their job, all those government talking of the jobs, that is a Virgo eclipse. Virgo is about your work, your day-to-day work. And you have this fear. It's also conjunct the South Node. The South Node means that it's releasing. Also, this is a total eclipse. So this is really big. This is not just some minor eclipse. This is a huge eclipse. So this is what you're going to be feeling more than the other eclipse that's coming up in a few weeks. But that is if you don't have personal planets with that. Okay. But let me just tell you all the Virgo things that are already affecting, that people are already feeling. The Doge. Doge is about cleansing. Doge is about organizing and perfecting. So it's living in its Virgo energy, and it is literally getting rid of jobs and cleansing jobs. And people have fear. And if you have a fear about losing your job, and I know it's easier said than done. I know it's easier said than what's happening to me. Okay. I've never been laid off. I haven't heard that. I haven't had that experience. I want you to understand that. I have had the experience, personal experience of not having income. And what am I going to do? Okay. I'm sure a lot of us, we're human. We have that, especially if you're an adult. Okay. So there is that. I do want you to understand that because I know astrology, this is a release. This eclipse means that if you got laid off from your job as of recent, within a few months, because that's involving this eclipse, that means that you weren't meant to do that job. That's what this eclipse means. Okay. The eclipse means that you were going down the wrong path, and God is like, I want you to go this path. Okay. And in order for you to go this path, something has to be released, because this is conjunct the South Node. South Node means we got to get rid of something. And Virgo really means we got to get rid of. Virgo is like, we got to clean and make it shiny. Okay. So it is the sign of diminishing. So the eclipse is turning you this way. So if you have been laid off, if you are they have done budget cuts in your job and your job has changed in some way, this is what is meant to happen. Okay. I want you to understand. Okay. So it's already done the Doge thing. It already has done jobs. Virgo is about practicality. It's about efficiency. So the eclipse makes sense with that. It's about organization and order. Jobs are getting fired, laid off left and right. That is very Virgo energy. Releasing perfectionism and high standards. Okay. That is also Virgo energy. So anyone who has high standards, no longer do we want this. So you see people on social media saying, you know what? I'm not going to do it this way. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm just going to be honest. I just want to be myself. That is that eclipse saying, you know what, change it. And sometimes it has to make you do it. Okay. Let me see. If you're not being of service of others and helping others, this Virgo eclipse is going to affect you. I just, if you know about Dr. Umar Johnson, that came up. I'm going to look up his chart. We're going to discuss that later on this week. I'm thinking it's fitting to this. Also, this eclipse has already been working with people who have any health concerns, anything dealing with nutrition, fitness, mental health, self-care routines. That's what this eclipse is. This eclipse is paying attention to details. Anything Virgo notices everything others miss that is being released, anything blocked or ignored, secrets are being revealed, hidden truths in regards to anything dealing with Virgo, anything dealing with work, anything dealing with organization, anything dealing with health. Yes, okay. Yeah, that's what we have. Let me see. So Virgo archetypes. Okay. So like people who would be feeling this eclipse or having felt this eclipse already are like the healers. You're also talking about doctors. You're talking about people who actually heal you. Okay. Mental people like herbalists, therapists, and you could be thinking that's more psychology, but if they're healing, if their job is to heal you, if they are a healer, this eclipse is affecting them in some way, in a good or positive way. It doesn't have to be negative, especially if they're born in eclipse. It could be positive. Anyone who's dealing with analysts or data or editing or cataloging or chart reading, this is affecting them in a good bad way. The caregiver, so you're talking about the social worker, and you see a lot of federal jobs with that. That could be happening, any type of service role, and it could be government as well. The organizers, you're talking about your system builders, your planners. Yeah, anyone who has a perfected craft, so you're talking about your tailors, any type of craftsman, anyone who has to really work with small details, that energy too. Okay. So yeah, that's what we have for the eclipse. I try to bring something new to the table, but I go into really detail more into what the Virgo eclipse is about. Okay. Now I just want you to know we have the South Node in Virgo and we have the North Node in Pisces. So that means we're going to have more eclipses in Virgo happening and more eclipse happening in Pisces. So now it's about health and work and jobs. You know, when it gets into Pisces, it could be talking about endings and deaths and corruptions. Everything I discussed with Pisces. Okay, homelessness, all that stuff. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Okay, so now on the same day of the eclipse is very busy that day. But we also have this is on the 14th. We also have, it must be later in the 14th here. We don't have to have the exact time, but whatever. We have Mercury that is going to officially retrograde in Aries. Okay. Now I told you that Mercury is sitting with Sagittarius. So we got a lot of discussion of imbalancing relationships, me, just me, myself, and I. That's all I got. And that is, if you know that Beyonce song. But it's retrograding at 9 degrees. It's sitting next to a fixed star. That's why I had that fixed star sitting there. Let's bring the fixed star back up. Hold up. Wait a minute. The fixed star is I can't, you guys, I will butcher a fixed star's name. They are named after not very English names. Algae Benib. I just jacked that up. If you see Mercury is retrograding and it's sitting close to this, well, it's sitting on this fixed star at 9 degrees. Okay. This fixed star is called Algae Nib. Okay. And it is Algae Nib is connected to Mars and Mercury. So it's already in the sign Mercury. So it's in thinking, communication. Mars is aggressive and it's very interesting because it's already in Aries. So we have this fiery mental power and sharp intellect. Okay. This is the rebel mind. Now, I believe the day that it's retrograding, and when it hits the 9 degrees, we are going to get a lot of truth seeking. Let me see when it hits 9 degrees. Hits 9 degrees on the 12th. Okay. We're going to get a lot of truth speaking around the 12th all the way to the 14th until it doesn't, it leaves 9 degrees. A lot of rebel mind, a lot of bold movements as far as like thinking. Okay. Saying, now this fixed star is very fast as far as mental processing, but the mind can burn out. It can burn hot and fast. So you could be overwhelmed. You can have anxiety. You can have mental exhaustion because you're just thinking and moving and saying too fast. Okay. Constant need for stimulation, argument, activity, can't sit still, just restless. Okay. Where you could wear out your nervous system. Okay. Let me see. It's all about courage, sharp mind, but also very aggressive and very impulsive. Be careful of driving. Mercury is in charge of how we drive. So car accidents, and when you get in a car accident, you're cursing each other out. You're not even thinking, are you okay? Did you get injured? Aries also represents blood too. So just be leery of that. I want everyone to drive completely slow. And why do you have to drive slow? Because Aries represents fast. It wants to be first. So while everyone's trying to be first and being very impulsive instead of taking their time, you need to be a defensive driver. Okay. Yeah, very courageous but combative energy. Now, this was interesting when reading this about this fixed star. It's a winged horse of inspiration. Okay, it's a symbol of divine inspiration, poetic geniuses, and flights of creativity. There's also notoriety. I can mess up a word real quick, right? Notoriety, dishonor, violence, and misfortune, and denotes the naked and poor professional beggar. Okay, so this is someone who might become infamous rather than famous. Okay. This is someone who's probably going to be known for a controversy or a scandal or a downfall when Mercury hits that 9 degrees and is retrograding and it hits that fixed star. Okay. Reckless with words and action, public shame or social punishment. This ties to the downfall of someone who overreacts or overreaches or acts without any wisdom because they're so impulsive. Okay. It's also this fixed star is involving a story of falling from grace due to arrogance, violence, or reckless behavior. Can give people isolation, disgrace, or empowerment. Okay. So someone of misfortune and negative narratives and violence. There's also the possibility of being a ward of society and reducing themselves to poverty and possibly misfortune. This is very much of cancel culture. Okay, so when you have, even though they say you can't cancel me, you can't cancel anyone. This is someone canceling themselves. Okay, so when it's Mercury hits 9 degrees and it retrogrades, let's see what happened. Who is counseling themselves? Maybe someone had social media and the fame went wrong, or maybe there's a public scandal or dragging, a rise or fall kind of energy. Okay. Yes. Anyway, but when you have Mercury retrograding in Aries, you're going to redo some conversations. If you are in Aries, people are calling you from the past. Okay. The ex is going to be calling you. That could be happening. Let me see what else. Rethinking courage, words, and actions. Explosive conversations, a lot of arguments because people don't have the fear when Mercury's in Aries. So when Mercury's in Aries, very bold, a lot of argumentatives. Okay, do not talk about politics when you don't agree with politics with someone. I wouldn't go. Don't hang out with them. Okay. You could be revisiting a collective anger, or you could be revisiting, you know what, I was angry with that person. Let me call them and let them know about themselves. That is what that Mercury retrograding in Aries could be doing. Rethinking how you reassert yourself, rethinking how you speak up for yourself, slowing down your impulsive discussions or decisions. Aries is fast and decisive. Mercury wants you to pause when it's in retrograde or reflect. Okay. Yes. Let's see what else we have. Anger and frustration, irritability, quick tempers, on the edge, easily triggered, impatient. If you know someone who is impatient, Mercury retrograde in Aries is making them more impatient. If you know someone who's very patient and now they're very impatient, blame it on a Mercury. They are on their Mercury period, not their Venus period, but Mercury period. I do find that this is going to be a lot of arguments with girlfriends, a lot of arguments with teammates, because Venus does represent a team. Any type of team group dynamic you're working with, that's that Venus, and you guys could be having arguments because someone could be selfish, or someone could be impulsive, or someone saying a harsh truth, or someone just is like, I'm not scared to say what I want to say. That is what that represents. Okay. Now Aries is also the leader. So you could be revisiting leadership discussions or independence. Anyone who wants to be independent, that could be happening as well. Yeah. Oh, let me tell you some dates about Mercury retrograding. Okay. Are these the dates? Let me tell you what I have. I have March 29th. Is that on here? Okay, March 29th, it goes 0 degrees. Okay, 0 degrees, Mercury retrograding at 0 degrees is very potent, very strong. Okay, so a lot of arguments and combative energy that day. That is March 29th. Mark your calendar, stay away. I don't know. I don't smoke weed, but maybe that's the day. No, I won't be. But just everyone, please, discernment on the 29th, because it's going to be 0 degrees. Mercury moves really fast. So, this energy is going to move fast. Hence, the driving will be fast too. Now, Mercury also is going to re enter Pisces March 30th. So the energy changes from selfishness to compassion, and revisiting energies of compassions are secrets. Okay, that could be happening. Now, Mercury goes direct on April 7th. Did I have that on there? Yes. So that's when it gets out of retrograde, but it fully gets out of retrograde April 25th. Okay. That's when you fully end it. Now, when Mercury is retrograding in Pisces, there could be a lot of car accidents that result in death. Okay. I just have to explain what the negative is. On a positive, Mercury retrograding in Pisces could let us hear what the corruptions are. Mercury retrograding in Pisces can also let us understand our intuition as well. Okay. Let me see. We had the Cazimi. Did I say what day the Cazimi is? The Cazimi is on March 24th. On the 24th, let me see. Was it in Aries on the 24th? Because if it's on Aries, if it's in Aries, okay, Mercury is going to be a Cazimi in Aries. So this makes me think that there could be something with athletes, a big announcement with something dealing with a sport, or someone who's very selfish, or someone, the individual, or a strong leader. It could be a big announcement. Mercury is about announcements in the news too. So there's something in the Aries theme. So someone who's very bold, like Kanye says some bold statements, and people think it's crazy as well. But let's say it's not crazy; it's something bold. So someone saying a bold comment, like how Kanye says, but you're not attaching it to crazy. So that could be happening, or someone being a leader who there's an announcement about a leader. There could be an announcement. What degree is this in? Let me see. I can tell you exactly if I look at the degree. This is on the 24th. On the 24th, it is at 4 degrees. Ooh, it's something dealing with someone from the past. 4 degrees represents Cancer, mom, someone who's like a mother figure, could be father figure too, someone that represents safety, something from the past, or ancestry. Okay. Yeah, big announcements. Again, this makes me think of Umar Johnson. I think that he's gonna, if you know Dr. Umar Johnson, I just keep thinking of him with this. So I need to look at his chart and see what that energy is going to be like. Okay, so now on the 17th of March, do I still have that? Okay. On the 17th of March, we have our last conjunction here. On the 17th of March, we have Sun in Pisces. That's conjunct the North Node, sitting here at 27 degrees. 24, 25, 26, 27. That's dealing with something with your siblings, something with your community, something with communication, writing, or early education. Okay. Yeah, the small details of things. Okay. Now it's in Pisces. This is our second Pisces energy. So remember, I told you at the beginning of the video, there is a strong thing for compassion, healing, emotion, sensitivity, Pisces energy, closing. Okay. Now, the North Node is about what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. And that's what the eclipse was opposing. So there had to be something to release for you to achieve something in this lifetime. And it needs to be something within a Pisces energy. So something dealing with compassion and healing, something that's dealing with secrets and the unknown. Okay. That's what we're supposed to do. It's like let go of being perfect and go more into the love and compassion of things. Okay. So destiny of compassion, healing, and spiritual awakening. Maybe there is a collective awakening on compassion and spiritual truth, or yourself, you're individually having that, or you're individually having something emotional healing happening. This is also very creative. Pisces is very creative. So something artistic, poetry, that could be happening, music. Intuition is helping you with your life force. Maybe there is clarity when it comes to your path moving forward too. Yeah, that's what we have. I think it's very positive with that, because that is Cazimi happening. Yeah, so let me do some horoscopes. My horoscopes is just going to be based on tarot. Okay. Yes. And I'm going to do it fast because I shouldn't be filming on a Sunday, but I wanted to get this out for you guys. Yeah. Okay. This is what we have. Let me pull up. Should I do the banners? No, we're just going to do this fast, okay? Aries, we'll start with you. We have the King of Pentacles. This week is all about your finances, okay? This is also about your health, taking your time, paying attention to details, very Saturn energy, okay? Actually, wait a minute. Okay, Taurus. We have the Lover's card. The Lover's card represents finding your balance, someone you're in line with. For as love, that could be that Venus coming on. Also, too, this is a card of Gemini. So communicate, communicate, communicate. Get out there. Okay, Geminis. We have the Four of Cups. You're bored, Gemini. Okay, you're being ungrateful with the Four of Cups. You need to look and see what God's giving you. You need to look at the things that you have. You need to be grateful. If you are bored, be creative. Okay, don't spend money. Cancers, we have the Eight of Cups. It's time for you to walk away from what no longer serves you. That could be that eclipse energy for sure. Leos, we have the Ace of the Ace of Wands. So this week, God is giving you new motivation, new spark of drive, new energy of creativity and passion. Okay. Now Virgos, we have the Wheel of Fortune. There's some karma or destiny coming your way. Okay. That could be definitely that North Node that I talked about with Saturn. So there's something with not with Saturn, the North Node dealing with the Sun. So there's probably going to be an awakening of what you're supposed to do in this lifetime with your future. The Wheel of Fortune is also telling you that life is about ups and downs. So don't be stuck on the down, okay? Because life will be going up. Okay, Libras, we have the Devil card. Okay, Libras, y'all spending too much money. Okay, you guys are being imprisoned with your finances. Stop spending money, Libras. Stop spending money. Venus is retrograding in Aries. So either y'all are being real toxic, y'all are being addictive behavior, you're overeating, you're not working out. Or you're trying to just be the greatest of all time. You need to release that energy. You need to not try to be perfect. Are you spending too much? Okay. So Scorpios, we have the Moon card. Okay, there's something in your subconscious, something with your dreams, something happening at night that you need to pay attention to. Okay. Also, this is a card that could be dealing with a fear and insecurity. Scorpios, let me see. In lieu of that, it could be something dealing with a relationship of some sort. Okay. A relationship with God. I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, Sagittarius, we have the Princess of Cups. Okay, you guys are either going to get a message about love, a message about your intuition, a message about some type of form of relationship. Also, this is someone who's starting to work on their relationship, maybe their relationship on God this week, or maybe relationship of loving yourself and others. Okay, but you're taking your time, you're practicing your intuition, and you're loving yourself. All right, who is this? Capricorns. We have the Chariot. The Chariot represents Cancer, so there could be something dealing with your home, Capricorn. Or this is something dealing with your past, or maybe you're moving this week. That could be happening. This also could be something related to moving forward, okay, and having a willpower, and you can't decide between which way to go. But you just, regardless of the indecision you have, just keep moving forward. The intuition will help you, and everything will follow. Okay, Aquarius, we have the Two of Wands. Okay, this is a time to research because you're about to make some movement. So this is a time to research whatever it is, research it, because you're about to be moving forward. And then lastly, my Pisces, okay, best for last, you guys are at a stalemate. You can't make a decision because you're not using your intuition. Also too, this is a time to rest and pause and to use your intuition. That is what we have for you guys this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to thumbs up. Thank you guys for staying and watching, and I will see you guys next week. Well, not next week, the next video. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.